Randy, you know, our show this time is a little bit different than our normal show, where we normally only showcase a city's one cool location and how to get there via transportation, public transportation.
Yep.
But here in Washington, people from all over the world come here to see all your sites. And so we're showing them how to use the metro system,
Sure.
the streetcar, the bikes, everything to get everywhere. Tell us about your system some.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, arguably one of the most dynamic regions in the country, like world kind of capital, right? So very fortunate to live here and work at Metro. So our system is, you know, very large rail system. We have 98 stations and miles of track. We cover basically 3 states, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, right? You know, kind of local guy. And then a very extensive bus system. We have about 1,600 buses, give or take. So like today, busy day, we'll move better part of 1 million people today. We're back really well. We led the country in ridership for 2 years straight. So we're really feeling good about getting people around where they need to get to. So, you know, for our region, super dynamic. A lot of people talk about the monuments, the mall, and museums.
Right.
Which is like Americana at
That's
its
right.
greatest, right? So you got that part. But then like Nats opening day is this week. The soccer opening day was this week. We have 2 professional soccer teams. We got Commanders are back to being a big deal. Caps are the #1 team in the playoff, or in hockey, and Ovi's chasing the record. So you get all, you know, we're like the national sports capital is kind of a big thing we talk about here. And then just, you know, an incredible dining scene. And there's just, it's a really amazing area to come and visit.
And so when people come here, they really don't need to rent a car or even take taxis.
Why would you do
they
that?
can ride your system, right?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, renting a car is a bad decision.
Yeah, it's a bad decision
And that's
here.
a regret immediately.
Yeah.
No, so we have the best served airport basically in the country as national airport, but we also serve Dulles International Airport, and then Amtrak out of Union Station. So we serve somewhere around, I think, 16,000 people a day out of the 2 airports alone. So most people that fly in here just quickly get on a train. They're either downtown or wherever their location is. Yeah. I mean, 1, you would never want to drive in DC area. 2, you would never want to pay to park. And 3, our system is the fastest and cheapest way to get around. So, no, I mean, we're just hitting tourist season. So you add it to our regular residents. This is an incredible system to explore one of the coolest American regions.
Yeah, I love how at Union Station, you bring in all the trains from Virginia Railway Express, MARC, and Amtrak, all there. So if somebody wants to ride rail, that's the place to go. And then they get right on your system from there.
And Red Line, and then it's where a bunch of all the buses from across the overflow bus coaches are in there as well. So it is a massive terminal. I think it's the 2nd busiest rail terminal in the United States outside of New York. So and they got this multi-billion-dollar expansion. So that's not our facility, but we coordinate really closely with them.
Yeah.
Union Station, the Red Line, is actually our busiest station in the system. So today, we're probably moved just over 50, I think, give or take 50,000 people out of there.
Wow, 50,001.
There you go. Yeah.
And then last question would be, what do you attribute your success to here? I mean, you have really been leading the nation in ridership increases, coming back from COVID. Well, WMATA's where it's happening, man.
Yeah, we feel like, thank you for saying that, acknowledging it feels good around the industry. I think people, listen, we need to, a couple things about it. We need to perform high because we are the place in the country where all the decision makers, power makers, make decisions, right? And so there's staffers that work on the Hill from Nebraska or Louisiana have never been on a urban rail system. So we have a much higher responsibility here to perform at a high level for not only the people who live here, but all the visitors and others so they can have that experience. What I really accounted to, and, you know, like you said, we're leading on ridership. Crime is at a 7-year low.
Wow, Randy.
Highest customer satisfaction ever in the history of the industry. Amazing reliability numbers. Things are going incredibly well. It's really the people that work here. I got 13,000 colleagues, thousands of contract support that are just falling in the same direction every day. We got a fantastic board. We're really supported well with our elected officials around the region. No, things are going really well right now. Listen, in our business, as you know, you got to stay uber focused on the mission because the second you lay off that gas, something go wrong. So we're working really, really hard, and we're just really excited when people come to town and let us know they had a good experience. And if they haven't had a good experience, we want to learn and get better from it.
That's great. Well, that's what this episode is all about. How to ride metro and public transportation to get to everything in DC.
Yeah, and the best way to do it, obviously, I got something for you. Put this on camera for you. So DC has a famous thing, our smart card system. We were the original smart card system. We're about to go to open payment, so you'll be able to do your debit and credit card, all that. You can currently use Apple Wallet, so you'll see a lot of people tap. But we also do these commemorative SmartTrip cards. It's been a historic big deal, right? So Pandas is a big one. We just got a Panda card. but it's cherry blossom season.
Oh, baby.
So I wanted to bring you one
Look
of those.
at that.
Right? Cherry blossom season. They go big every year.
Thank you for the great work you're doing, leading the nation's capital up here, man.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Great seeing you.
Yep, absolutely. You know, this is so much better. When I came here a couple weeks ago, I had to drive in when we were testifying here in the House Transportation Infrastructure Committee, and it was like $30 to park down here. Riding the bus, it's a couple bucks. It's awesome. It's the way to, and they drop you right off in front. I literally had to park like 4 or 5 blocks away to get in here because there was no parking on the street here. They've got it all blocked off. The bus is the way to go, man. You know what else is fun? I love it when you see somebody that you've seen on TV, like some congressman or senator, you're like, oh, look, there he is. My question is always, do you go up and say hi to him? I always do. Never miss that moment. One time, Jaime and I, buddy, we were at a hotel, forget where it was. I think it was in Vienna, and we saw a member of the band AC/DC, and we knew it was him, but we were both kind of like, should I say something or not? Then we kicked ourselves afterwards, so I always try to say hi. Thank you.
Can I get the back door?
Yeah, one of the great connectors between things, I think, is taking an Uber or a cab or whatever. But one thing that's cool, I think, about riding Uber, we found out yesterday. We were riding an Uber somewhere, I forget where, to go to a jazz club last night, and one of our film crew left her bag with her passport in the back of the Uber, and we figured it out, within a few seconds after we got out, but he was already gone. But, if it was in a cab, I probably wouldn't have known who to contact, what cab it was or anything. But right on the app, we figured it out. I called, and he brought it right back. It was amazing. So that's it. I never even thought about that as a benefit of riding, but it's pretty cool. Here we are at the White House. This is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This is where our president lives. And the First Lady, she's got her staff on the East Wing. The president's staff is on the West Wing. This is the head of our federal executive branch of government and the symbol of American democracy. And this is the old executive office building. This is where a lot of the White House staff actually do their work. The White House itself isn't big enough for all the staff that works for the president, so a lot of them work right here in the old Eisenhower executive office building. So you put these headphones on, and then you can hear the narration of the whole tour. It'll tell you all kinds of great details. You come away with a fascination for the city. I remember I took one of these in Chicago, and the driver recommended a book called Devil in the White City. And it changed my whole perspective on life in Chicago and how it got started. It's all about the 1893 World's Fair, a phenomenal book. But anyway, you get all kinds of little tips and tidbits, and then you become fascinated with the city, and you dig down all these little tunnels and figure out all these things about the city. You kind of can become an expert on it if you keep searching. It all starts with plugging this in. So this is like the main museum people love to come here for if you like air and space. They have, the original planes and rockets that went up into space. National Air and Space Museum is pretty cool. There it is, the Washington Monument in all its glory. So this is the National Museum of American History and Culture. Look at that facade on the outside. Pretty wild, isn't it? Wow, Sophie. I mean, this is an unscripted show. We were coming here to the 9:30 Club after we were wrapped up today. I cannot believe the line for the show. Have you ever been here?
Yeah, 1 year ago I was here, and that's why I know this is the best place to hear music.
It looks like a lot of people agree with us, so I guess we're going to go get in line and make this happen. I mean, wow. Let's have a good time, yeah. This bar is great, isn't it, man?
Yeah, this bar is amazing. Old Ebony Grill is a classic, but the Georgetown Piano Bar over on K Street, that's one of the also oldest bars in the city. And originally that was when Georgetown was a working dock.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of people would go after dock work to drink. Additionally, in the 80s and 90s, during the Cold War, post-Cold War, that bar was a CIA, KGB, and obviously what ended up being the FSB meetup spot.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And now it's the old Georgetown Piano Bar moved from M Street down to there. And
under a bridge?
yeah, it's under a bridge, under the K Street Bridge. So above it is
That's awesome.
the little K Street kind of byway that goes past M Street that gets you down out to the Key Bridge to go to Roslyn. And so that is one of the oldest bars in the city. And yeah, I mean, it's amazing. So like a Saturday, Friday night, like it's a bunch of piano. You go up, put your dollar in, the guy plays his piano, and it's like, same thing, like wood paneling, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's really nice.